Hey everyone, here's a quick tour of my office. I'm messing around with some video editing and some photo editing software, so this is more of an excuse to play with that than anything. But I figured I'd give you a look around and you can see what I see. So this is my main desk where I do my video and photo editing, and then the laptop on the right is what I use for CAD, since my CAD package doesn't work on OS X. And the center I just leave open for electronics work. I got some electronic test equipment on the top, some RC related stuff on the middle shelf, and a large printer on the bottom. And here in the corner is my little messy area of the office, and it's where I keep my lathe. Here you can see the 3 printers that I used for some prototyping work. There's also an ASCII Bitcoin miner there, and a big Corsair power supply that runs the 2 printers on the right. The one in the center is my most heavily used and probably one of my most accurate printers, and the printer bot was just built for the fun of it more than anything. Yeah, I don't print much on it. Here you can see my lathe. I used to have it out in the garage, but far too cold out there, so I decided to move it inside. In the back there's the milling attachment and a little slug of aluminum for a project I'm working on. I also keep a little bit of stock inside, but most of the metals are left outside. On the right you can see a fly cutter and a slitting saw, a couple of cross slides, a cheap dial indicator, and various tools that I need to have at hand to work with the lathe. Up top we have a couple UAVs as well as a multi-rotor, and on the far right side of my office we have a big hydroponic grow tent. I got pretty interested in hydroponics a few years back, and the hobby's kind of expanded since. This one's a 4x4 tent, and I just grow vegetables all winter long when I can't play with them outside. Right now I have bell peppers growing in the bottom, tomatoes on the left, peas on the right. In the center is a big catnip plant, kale and lettuce on the far left, 2 jalapeno plants in the center, and 2 cucumber plants on the right. All of these are growing under a 600 watt metal halide lamp that I currently have turned down to 450 watts, and it's just sitting inside this big tent, which also heats my office. And lastly, we have a quick view of my shop. On the left I have my table saw, in the center I have the CNC, then I have my main workbench with some various hand tools on the wall, a hanging cabinet with more hand tools, some junk on the floor, a drill press on the right, and a super old but super cool fridge. On the press table I have a little XY cross slide, just makes aligning small parts easier, but other than that it's just a normal drill press. I use it all the time and it's a super useful tool. And here we have the CNC in all its glory. I'll do a separate video on this as there's a lot to cover, but if you like what you saw, please subscribe, it helps me a bunch. Until next time, thanks.